Hello everyone, I'm Sarah Agnihotri from Alumni Relations Cell, and today I welcome you all to the third episode of Engineers Beyond Engineering. And today we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Ram Narula sir. He is one of the very first alumnus of Thapar Institute, who is a great inspiration and is have wisdom and generosity. Hi sir, good afternoon. I welcome you to Engineers Beyond Engineering. And the first thing I would like to ask you about is a lesson you learned from a very early age in college that became very much clear later in life.
Well, first of all, thank you, Sarah, and thank you, all the other students. I'm very happy to be here. I appreciate your invitation to the podcast. But I'm equally excited to revisit the campus from the humble beginnings when actually some of the building was still under construction, and now it is a huge complex of 720 acres plus. During my time, we had only 240 students, and now the population is over 15,000, somewhere close to that. But in terms of what I learned from this is that I came from a very poor family background. My parents were not very educated. So they had a desire for me to become an engineer, but I had no mentor. I had a lot of questions in my mind. So one of the things I remember, probably would like to contribute over here is that it's very important you select a mentor. It should not be your colleague. It has to be somebody with more experience. It should not be your direct boss. Okay? So what that does is that in life you will have many questions and you have many doubts. But you need a sounding board to be asked to see whether you're going right or you think is wrong. So it's very important to select a mentor. Another aspect of life is very busy, it's very challenging. There are many aspects of life. You have different priorities, you have conflicting interests. So it becomes hugely important that we learn time management. And there are two aspects of time management. One is that arrival on time. We are culturally somewhat not very aggressive on time management. Okay? My father used to tell me, if you're just in time, consider you're 15 minutes late. So that means we have to plan ahead. There are two ways. If you're an employee and you reach late, you're creating a very bad impression in front of your boss. As a result of that, probably you may have some bad consequence. But if you are the boss, I think it is very impolite to come late and then everybody's waiting for you and wasting others' time. Okay, so we have to be respectful everybody else's time. Another thing I like to add to this is that, we normally, all of us have some inhibitions in terms of public speaking. And in life, to be able to progress, you have to be able to succinctly be able to express yourself. So public speaking is very important, and one thing I benefited extremely from participating in what we call a Toastmasters Club. I'm not sure is there such a club or not, but I highly advocate if there's none, you folks should establish one and take advantage of that. And there are different aspects. Trying to give a serious speech, try to give a humorous speech, there to be a sad speech occasion. And eventually I had to go and participate on a television show. Okay, so I think this is one of the most important things is what we call the communications. And this is a good forum to be able to learn those skills.
So that was very insightful of you. And I think our listeners also learned a great deal from the thoughts you shared with us. The next question I would like to ask is any skills that you think are very crucial and important for young engineers like us that we can be successful with?
Again, one of the things which I previously said is the public speaking. Okay, That's a skill which lasts you for a lifetime, even after your working career over there. Okay. I think reading biographies of highly successful people, doesn't matter which sphere of life, whether the athlete, whether the scientist or engineer, or anybody else. So reading those, you will learn what kind of traits. I mean, there's a common thread among all the successful people. And that can be in the form of the work ethics. And the other thing is the passion. Nobody has ever succeeded without having a passion for something. So if you are in a working environment, you are hired for a job, just don't consider it an 8 to 5 job. You have to develop a passion. You have to understand what the company's business is. You have to help grow the business. And if the business grows, automatically you will grow with that. Okay. Another thing I find is that it's very important to have a work balance. Okay. It's not work, work, work. Eventually, you have to have some hobbies. Okay. Whether it's a gardening or playing cards or travel. I personally probably have to have 3 of those. Okay. Actually, even after my retirement, I retired at the age of 73. I went back to the college and learned gardening skills. I have done gardening all my life, but not in a scientific way. So eventually, I'm right now is a state of Maryland master gardener. Okay, and I not only grow food for myself, but I grow food for the homeless, organic food. In terms of other variants, you need to have something to charge your batteries. Okay? Otherwise, you have a burnout experience. So have a diversified life, family life, recreational life, and as well as whatever normal job is.
Sir, I agree on all that points. I can feel the love of you for the gardening. And the third question we are going to have is, you have made a significant contributions in terms of scholarships in Thapar University. How do you feel the impact of those scholarships on students we have those received them?
What motivated me was that, as I said previously, I came from a very, very poor background. And understand there are, especially during and after COVID, some of the students or prospective students lost either a family member and lost a source of income. So I thought is that 2 aspects. If I can help, and in the US we use the term paying back to the society. I have tremendously benefited with the education I got from him, and I was able to practice that in the United States. So I thought, what would be a better way to help? For one reason, I wanted to do something in my parents' name. And secondly, is I said, what would be a waste of talent if a poor family, boy or a girl, cannot go to follow their passion for engineering and complete that engineering? So I think those are the aspects which motivated me. And how can I help the students which otherwise may not be able to afford a college education? I'll give you one example. When I first came in contact with Dr. Inderveer Channa, okay, and I said, during my days, our semester fee used to be 190 rupees, so 380 rupees were us for the whole year. I stayed in the hostel, and our quarterly again was 90 rupees, okay? And now probably over 1 lakh rupees, okay? So the cost of living has gone so much. And so I thought the best would be to establish a criteria in terms of what they call as the merit come means, which means I want a student who's really motivated to follow their passion, whether it's engineering or any other field of science they're interested in. But at the same time, they just can't afford it. So we establish criteria as to the income should not exceed, and understand even a normal radio wala makes somewhere close to 8 lakh rupees. Okay, so that's how we working with Dr. Inderveer, and we established the criteria for the scholarships.
So, anything else you want to add for our students?
Sarah, what I learned is that people become successful and then it get to their head. And what I would suggest is please stay humble, because let it not get to your head and you become arrogant. And the best example I can give you the industry of Ratan Tata. And most of you know about him, you heard of him, and try to emulate him as much as you can. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Definitely, I can assure you that from the next year, Thapar will take students directly from the Thapar.
Thank you.
And I'll send my team to Thapar, and we'll see who are passionate about the real estate work, and I'll definitely contribute in that. One thing more, I'm really not looking for a CGPA. It will be open for all. Even if he has got 5 CGPA, I'll have an interview with him if he is passionate about the real estate. CGPA doesn't matter.